Hello, kumusta? So this is our episode 14, and in this lesson we are going to study how to read tablatures or tabs. And before I proceed with our lesson, balik tayo dun sa dati nating pinag-usapan tungkol sa chord diagram, because we have to differentiate the difference between the chord diagram and tabs. So kung babalikan natin yung lesson natin sa chord diagram, naalala niyo yung itsura, no? Ito. And in order for us to visualize it, I drew something like this. Right? So now you can visualize it in your guitar, what the chord diagram is. So it is just actually a segment or a part of the neck of the guitar. So you can see the head and this is the neck. So it's easy for you to follow in reading the chord diagram. Now if we go to the tabs or tablatures, you will see 6 horizontal lines. As you can see here, 6 horizontal lines. Again, for us to visualize it, let me draw something. Yon. So you can visualize now that when it comes to reading tabs, you are reading it with the guitar lying sideways, unlike in the chord diagram. No? So nakahiga siya. And obviously, what is on top or the lines that you see are actually the strings of the guitar. So at the top would be string number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 accordingly. So you can see the 6 strings. So the 6 horizontal lines in the tab represent the strings. Okay, are we clear? And in tabs, you will see, instead of dots, which you see on chord diagrams, in tablatures, you will see numbers or symbols. So if we are going to see a certain number like this, so in this example, you see a number 2. And the number 2 is written hanging on the first line. So it means it is on the first string, and 2 actually represents the fret. So if you see numbers in the tabs, it represents the frets. So in this case, the number is hanging on string number 1. So it is 2nd fret of string number 1. So when we're going to play it, it will be like this. String number 1, 2nd fret. Very easy. So that represents that particular note. So let's proceed. You see another number. Three. So what does it mean? It's still on the same line, the first string. So it means 2nd fret and 3rd fret. So these are 2 notes. When you are reading a tab, you are reading from left to right. It is like reading an English sentence. You're starting from left going to right. Remember that. So it's 2 and 3, or 2nd fret and 3rd fret of the first string. So if you're going to play it, it will be like this. Clear? Very easy, no? Again, we'll put another number. So this time you see a 0. What does it mean? It means it's an open string. You don't need to press anything on the frets, but you have to play it. Again, so it means you don't need to press anything, but you have to play it. So again, in this case, 2, 3, simply lift it again. Sorry, I did not show in the camera. 2 3 0, 2 3 0. So these are the 3 notes there so far. Okay, let's proceed. Again, I'll put numbers. You see 2 numbers now, 2 and 2. One is on the first string and one is on the second string. So it means second fret of the first string and second fret of the second string. Now you see that they are aligned vertically. The rule in reading in tablatures is that if there are 2 or more numbers that are aligned vertically, you have to play them all together. All together. So in this case, you have to play these 2 notes in one strike together. So 2 on the first string, 2 on the second string. So if you're going to play it according to the tab, get it? So far, so good. So vertically aligned numbers, they have to be played together. Okay, let's proceed. So now in the series, you see 2 numbers. They're aligned, but they have spaces in between. There are strings in between, and they are far apart. So how can you do that? The rule is you have to play them together. Obviously, you cannot strum it, because if you strum it, then you will hit these strings, which the tablature doesn't tell you to do that. So in this case, you have to pluck the string. Okay, so they will be isolated, but you will play them together. So string number 1, first fret, string number 6, string number 1, first fret, string number 6, first fret, then, okay, so you have to play it together, avoiding this. All right? So let's proceed again. So far, so good. Okay? If they are aligned vertically, play together. If there's no alignment, then single notes you have to play them. Whoa, there are 6 numbers and a new symbol. Don't be intimidated. What does it simply mean is, if you see an X, it means you have to avoid hitting or playing that particular string or note. All right? So X, you have to avoid it. If you see 0, which I explained a while ago, it means you don't need to press any fret note. They are open notes, but you have to play them. So in this case, they are all aligned. They are all aligned, and let's follow it one by one. So with the guitar, 0 on the first string, so nothing. Then second fret, second string, second fret, third string, second fret, fourth string, then 0, open, then 6th string, I have to avoid it. Since they are aligned vertically, they have to be played together. So what will you do now? Okay, obviously, for them to be played together, so you have to strum them. So, maintaining those notes. actually an A chord, the one that I taught you in a previous lesson, your first three chords. So this is actually the tablature or tab notation of an A chord. Remember, you don't need to hit this because this is the head of an E chord, no? And this is the bass note and the head of an A chord. So it's an A. All right? So far, it's simple how to read tablatures. The 6 horizontal lines, they represent the strings of the guitar. The numbers hanging on them, it represents the fret. If you see an X, it means you have to avoid and not play that particular string or note. If you see 0, it means an open string. You don't need to press anything, but you have to play them. And you're reading from left to right. All right, so now what is the difference between a chord diagram and a tab? In a chord diagram, so if I put A, if I put A on the chord diagram, yes, it shows you how to form that chord using your fingers and what notes to press. But it doesn't tell you how to play it. The sequence, which notes are you going to play together or avoid, it doesn't tell you anything. It's just telling you how to form the chord. But in a tablature, it tells you exactly how to play note per note or note for note each particular part of the song. So for example, I'm going to teach you a certain introduction of a song. I cannot just tell you the chords and you will get it as per the actual technique that they used in the song. But if I use tablatures, I will be able to teach you exactly note for note how to play it, which sounds very the same as the original. So this is the purpose of the tabs as against the chord diagram. They are more accurate. They are used for exactitude in teaching how to play that particular part of the song or the music. Okay? So see you again on the next episode. I hope you follow our lessons. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet in our YouTube channel, The Don's Corner, please do. And share it with your friends about these lessons. Thank you and see you again.